Welcome back. We're just wrapping up the first level. Real level, I think. Yes, we're ready. Ready to go. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
That's what I said. A long day in Dunwall. 1 hour, 21 minutes. I wonder if it counted the break time. Doesn't much matter. Merciful. Didn't kill anyone. We ended up killing 2. Right at the end. 2 bodies detected. 3 total detections. No ghost. No merciful. Let's see. And yet, on this little graph, we lean towards non-lethal and stealth. Overall chaos level, low. That's what we're aiming for. This is good. That's what I want. Won't achieve perfect stealth. We won't manage to avoid killing anyone, so we're not going to aim for that. Paintings, 1 of 2. Coins, about 1/3 of what was there. Special actions. Took what gold you could carry from the Dunwall Tower safe. Ramsay fortune locked Mortimer Ramsay in the safe room with a fortune in gold and a month's worth of food and water. He gets to be rich until he dies of starvation. Rough. Thank you. Chapter 2, A Strange Visit. Something feels off. Find out what is going on.
Am I still aboard Megan's ship? It feels odd.
Reach the ship captain. Are we still carrying weapons? Not at the moment.
What is this place?
Oh, I didn't.
Where am I?
Didn't even see it was open. Or it wasn't open. I think we're in the void. That would explain a few things. Does she have clothes on? That's your first thought, huh?
I can feel something moving closer. Watching.
Hey there, Claire.
Empress Emily Caldwin.
Outsider.
One of your fathers from the bad old days.
Thank you for the host, too.
I never expected us to meet. I watched your mother die at the hands of schemers who wanted your little empire. Then you were rescued by a man in a strange mask. I thought that was the end of the excitement. But someone yanked the rug from under your feet. You've lost your throne and your father. And I promise, Delilah won't just give them back. So, what are you prepared to do about it? Your Imperial Majesty? And are you clever enough to do it without spilling a river of blood?
How about a stream or a gentle brook?
15 years ago. This is the moment that changed him. Now it's your turn.
Receive the mark of the outsider. No powers mode. Whoa. No powers mode. I want my power. Give me the power. Accept your mark. Mark it, dude.
Eyes. From the inside, I feel like I'm standing at the edge of something.
Tutorial.
Stories.
Far
They're
reach.
true.
Rapidly pull yourself forward. Is this instead of blink? This is what she has instead of blink. Trigger, left trigger to rapidly pull yourself towards the targeted surface. Primarily a means of locomotion, like blink. Far reach is also useful for avoiding enemies. Aim the power at the ground or a structure in front of you to pull yourself forward rapidly, or cast it at overhead ledges to pull yourself upward. Far reach can be used to move through glass, breaking it. Breaking it. Okay, so it's not a blink at all. If the power is used in stealth mode, your movement ends without further forward momentum. Suppose the opposite is true. If you are not in stealth, then your movement ends with some momentum. Bending. Right. Aim the power at the ground structure. Cast it. All right. Can be used. Right. If the power is used in stealth. Right. All right. Lost my place. The mana cost for using the power is low, so the recharging portion of the mana bar will allow you to far reach even when you have no elixirs. Upgrading this power changes some of the basic functionality. Decelerate if your falling time is slowed as you aim far reach. So if you're falling, you can get yourself out of a pinch maybe. Pull objects towards you and catch them in midair. Pull enemies towards you and kill or incapacitate them in midair.
Incredible.
See the chevrons, the arrows pointing up on top of the target?
This is how I'm going to save my father and reclaim the throne.
Father, no! Too far? Okay. Got a whaling hook in his gut. What the?
What is that?
Take the heart.
Familiar.
Did your father not tell you, Emily?
I know you. Do you remember? It's been so long, and you've been through so much. Even as an echo of myself, it's good to know you're there.
Mother? You're here, but you're not here. In my hand, but somewhere else.
Only the last of my essence, with you for a while. If only I could reach across this great expanse and take you into my arms. But I have this to offer. My gift and my curse. Summon me to your hand, and I will guide you when I can.
Tutorial, the heart. Use the heart to locate runes, bone charms, rune, lock rune. Equipping the heart in your left hand helps you locate bone charms or runes. The heart will begin to beat and glow when you are facing a bone charm or rune, and will beat faster as you get closer. The heart will whisper secrets if you press left trigger at a particular location or while looking at a person. The lock rune dudes, like a objective marker.
There are no stars in the sky here. There isn't a sky.
Who is Delilah really? How could she? I don't understand.
There's no one quite like Delilah. I watched her pull herself up from blood and filth until she was in a position to steal from the wisest scholars in the Empire. Survival and ambition, art and magic, with a cunning that makes fawning sycophants of those around her, all of it leading to what you saw at Dunwall Tower. Delilah's playing the long game. She took all the abuse the world could deal out, and now she has a crown. But I'll let you in on a secret. She's got her eyes set on a much greater prize.
With Megan Foster, we did. Oh, and discuss a plan of action before taking the skiff to Karnaca. Tips in the corner and blocking them a bit, but attack an enemy near the edge of a drop-off, railing, low wall, or breakable object to knock the enemy into it.
When I was 10 years old, bored with my lessons, I dreamed about sword fighting and sailing the ocean. Now I'm realizing that the world is stranger than I ever imagined. Everything I know has been turned on its head, but I'm dealing with it the best I can. When you look at the great jeweled map at Dunwall Tower, Karnaca is the southernmost port in the Empire. A fat, red ruby. That's how I always thought of it. Up close, the city smells like the ocean and strange spices. Up close, it's a tangled story of blood and ambition. The birthplace of my father. Megan Foster is a stranger, but there's something that makes me want to trust her, despite her guarded disposition. She got me out of Dunwall, and I need answers. Delilah and the Duke made me look like a murderer, using the Crown Killer to butcher my political adversaries. They took what was mine, and I'm gonna get it back.
Letter from Emily. Wyman. By now you must have heard about the coup in Dunwall. Don't worry, I'm safe, hiding far away with friends. Implore you, don't try anything reckless, and don't go back to Bristol. Stay in Morley. There's nothing you can do against Delilah. I can't say I have a solid plan yet, but you know how well I improvise in desperate situations. Remember the time I kept a straight face during the watch officer's report, all the while sitting at my desk without pants? If I survive that, I'll get through all this. For now, I need to stay hidden and act alone. Trust me, we'll see each other again. I promise. Emily. Woman after my own heart. Long day in Dunwall. When we read. Edge of the World. Dishonored. Was there anything new on this one? On the anniversary? Edge of the World. Dishonored. My father is lost. Turned to stone by Delilah. Words don't even seem real. Witchcraft. Something I never would have believed possible. But now I have to believe in it, so I can believe that it can be undone. Delilah claims to be my aunt, the rightful heir. Truth or lies? All I know is that she used magic to take my throne, aided by that weasel, Duke Gabelle. They must have been working on their plan for years. Buying disloyalty with promises. Even Ramsay, captain of the City Watch. Planting in everyone's mind the idea that my father and I could be responsible for those monstrous killings. That one or both of us were the Crown Killer. I'm not in a trusting mood, but Megan Foster says she knows Anton Sokolov, our old royal physician, and she helped me escape the coup, so she's all I have right now. We're sailing for Sarkonos. My Dunwall, my home, is no longer safe for me. But I never really was safe. I never really will be. The sooner I get that thought through my skull, the better. The Void. This time, it wasn't a dream. I've read about the Void and the Outsider, imagined them. Now I've seen these wonders for myself. Strange doesn't begin to cover it. The Outsider has terrible eyes, black on black. He offered me something. I know these gifts come with a price, but how could I refuse? This power might give me the edge I need to defeat Delilah and Duke Abele. I worry about paying the cost later. And what price will I pay for his other gift? My mother's beloved voice, trapped in the strangest contraption. It is both comforting and chilling to be able to talk to her again. And yet, it's not entirely the person I knew anymore. This thing. Art, it's there and not there. I have to focus in a new way to even see it. We've arrived at the southernmost tip of the Empire. Strange fragrances all around. Salt, fish, spice. I don't know how to blend in here. I don't know what to eat or where to go, but this is where my father was born, so part of me belongs here too. And these are my people. Or they were until my throne was stolen by Delilah. I'm coming for you, Delilah. My new powers. All I need now is a plan. Yep, plans are good. They're good. We've listened to these,
Tiela,
but at
sorry
least...
you missed us. I'll be taking the children away from Dunwall earlier than expected. A few weeks before the upcoming
Finally
anniversary
being
of
marked.
Princess Jessamine's death.
Red.
Things are about to get bad, and I'm not just talking about the Crown Killer. Besides, there's profit to be made bringing new silver miners down south, so arrangements must be made. Ha, for now.
We've read just about everything we've come across, only a few exceptions. I wanted to get them marked off as read. When we get indicators that we need to read something, we can maybe trust it for a little while. Not what you're used to, living in a palace, but this is all the coin I could scrape up. Anton and I operated on a tight budget. Guess what? Now you do too. It's not beneath you. Pick up whatever valuables you find along your way. We'll need ammo and resources to take down the people behind the coup. Hidden all over the city, there are underground black market shops. Look for a symbol depicting two hands, which means there's a shop nearby. Follow the signs, they'll guide you. Buying from the black market is against the law, but it could make the difference against the Duke's military. Sokolov was working on this crossbow as a gift for you. If you need it modified, those shops can help with that as well. Megan. How would they be able to modify Sokolov's custom work? Never mind, forget I asked. Maintenance list. Repair the things that got busted up in Anton's room when he was taken. It's been weeks now. No, scratch that. Not until I bring him back home, as a show of faith that he will be coming back. Unblock the storage door. Looks like something fell on the other side. And I really need to sell this stuff locked up in there to make some coin. Maybe we should. Pay the port tax and look the other way. And the look the other way fees to those Grand Guard bastards. Or they wonder who my passenger is this time. I'll do it when I get the money. Optionally, open the cabin door. Unblock the storage room door. Why not? Let's try. Some kind of a way in we might find. Objectives: Dreadful Whale, meet with Megan Foster, optionally locate the black market shop, and unblock the storage room door. Find a way to open it. Find another way to get inside. I doubt we're gonna just drop down on it, but looking around. We Get in from, oh. Somewhere like there. Yeah, that's a storage room. Or raid the storage room. Carry that. No, we don't need that. You can put that down. Or pick up a book. A reflection on my journey. Dendician continent. Sick weapon. Did you like the look of that? Dragoon. Sokolov, Chapter 15. At dawn, I set out with the group that foraged east and included 2 other natural philosophers and 4 crewmen. We used blades to clear the vegetation that grew thickly there and slowly made our way away from the shore up a steep incline. Our purpose was to gather samples of the native plants for our research journals. I found myself pressing leaves and stems between pages and taking copious notes on several species of flora I surmised no human had ever set eyes on previously. When suddenly young Mr. Gravitt from the academy began hopping about and screaming wildly. Chance had made him pick up an unfortunate place to step. Aggressive ant-like creatures swarmed him from below. So many in number were his tiny attackers that we quickly lost sight of him under their onslaught. We finally managed to pull Gravitt away from the insects, acquiring several painful welts where we had come to his aid. Mr. Gravitt, however, was bitten, or stung, as I would eventually discover. So many times he was barely recognizable. Swollen unto deformity over every inch of his person, moaning like a sick bull, he expired before we could carry him back to the beach. Luckily, some of the creatures still clung to him, providing me with precious samples. Yeah, door's blocked. Unblock. Unblock. Do I need to... So now we can equip our reach, which we'll keep equipped more often than we will a gun. And the whole, do we need to sheath our weapons, holster our gun, be, I don't know, less of an issue. Far reach around in the cabin. So if you look at the indicator, how it recharges after a delay, if you use a small enough amount of mana, then it will recharge in its entirety.
What would we have done in the old days? All sharp metal and shadows, we'd say.
But after you move past a certain point, it's like you've used a unit fully, and then it will only recharge up to a certain point.
The Duke's probably not back from Dunwall yet. You're up. When you're ready to talk, I'll tell you what I know.
Her black market shop on her ship? Is that why it's an optional objective right now? Look around. I want to see what this two-hand symbol she was talking about is.
I hope Sokolov is all right. Wherever he is.
Ramsey. The Duke couldn't have pulled off the coup without someone inside the City Watch. I don't know Duke Luca Abel.
Abel.
Abel served under Luca's father and said Theodanus was a good man. Delilah. My aunt, if that's really true. She has a twisted way of looking at the world.
You know, that worked out. I got her on the break screen without knowing who she was. It's hard for me sometimes to pick appropriate images for the slices on my break screen when I haven't played a game. So I pick things I like the look of, first and foremost. Sometimes I have a sense of who the characters are, some of the secondary characters might be, but as it turns out, Delilah's on the break screen, and I didn't know her from a random citizen, but the images were popping up, so it looked like it was something.
So the Crown Killer was a tool of the Duke's coup.
Makes sense, doesn't
had
it?
a calculated effect.
Sokolov. Why was Sokolov abducted and not killed?
Sokolov seems so much older now. It looks like the overland route to the Addermeyer Institute goes through the carriage station.
Venta Station. Is the Crown Killer hiding in Addermere? There's a rune. Looks like that's outside the ship. Guess that makes more sense. Trying to fix the secondary engine. Anton, your idea of improving the head gasket sealing with a guano coating is the worst you've ever had. I'll make you sleep in the engine room if you don't fix your mess by tomorrow. Megan, if all inventors were as delicate and short-tempered as you are, you and I would still be paddling around in carved-out logs. Megan, I've made some mulberry cake. It's my own recipe, improved by Tivian spices. I left it in the galley. Anton, where are you, you old fool? Anton, where are you, old fool? Hope nobody heard you. I'll find you, I swear. I miss you. Get another objective. Let's go talk to her. Oh, we miss a black market shop. I'm sure there'll be a number of those. I'm not even sure there is one on her ship. I'm just thinking there could be. She might have someone else here working on stuff. Maybe not. Out of the water. He's gonna get away with just jumping overboard. I'm gonna pay dearly for that. Let's see. We're going for a swim. Here we go. Where is it? What's on that? Come on. No, don't die. Alright, we gotta go up for air. Up. Air, air, air. Air. Whoa. There we go. No, 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 don't do that again. Up, 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 up. Come on. Up, 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 up. Up, 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 up. Faster.
Jewel of the South. My father's birthplace. Why is this here? It's Delilah.
Anton started it just before he was taken. They've got history, but he wouldn't say more.
Anton and Delilah have history. That's kind of a big deal. Delilah's this mystery person who just waltzed in. Anton is someone we've known for a long time. But Anton knows this mystery person? That's you don't just say, "Oh, by the way, our buddy Anton knows the person who just stole the throne." Oh, but he wouldn't say more, so no, say more. We need to know. Need to know a lot more.
I'll always miss my lessons with Anton Sokolov. He
Okay,
made
remember the
so
Brigmore
many
witches.
clever devices during my mother's time.
She did look familiar. Is she one of them? You don't have to answer that. She does look familiar. The Brigmore witches. Yeah, I remember the house. I remember the house. I probably don't remember it as well as might be useful, but...
Emily, or must I say, your Imperial Majesty. I have something that you and Corvo must hear at the first opportunity. It concerns the murders happening across the Empire, committed by this so-called Crown Killer. When I left Crystal years ago, I swore I'd never again take part in any further political matters. I've done my share of bad things, and some good, before and after the Rat Plague. But here in Karnaca, I've uncovered a terrible conspiracy against you. Here, at the bottom of the Empire, the cobblestones smell of death and corruption. I'm staying with an associate, Megan Foster, aboard her vessel, the Dreadful Whale. We'll leave for Dunwall in the morning, as soon as the tides are willing. I keep thinking of the way sweet Jessamine was stolen from you and your father, and I fear it might be your turn to face such turmoil. I know Corvo would protect you with his life, but please do not trust anyone.
There you are, old man. I was asked to pay you a visit.
Wait, what's wrong with you? Megan!
Off we go, Sokolov, to somewhere more private.
Megan dragged Sokolov off. We need to ask Megan about that. Sokolov's notes on the bloodfly study. Bloodflies. Yuck. I've wondered whether I have another book in me. The bloodfly epidemic, coupled with basic information on life cycle and behavior, might make an excellent project for this old natural philosopher. Bloodflies are exotic insects unlike anything else found in Serkonos. I suspect they originated on the Pandesian continent. In groups of 3 or fewer, they are harmless. Individuals won't attack, leading me to speculate that each emits a scent that has a collective effect on larger numbers of bloodflies. Bloodflies are attracted to rapid movement and sound. Their nests can be broken apart, scattering the swarm. In particular, the nests are quite susceptible to fire. The insects require fresh corpses to lay their eggs, which hatch in a breathtaking fashion after a very short time. More corpses in a Sarkonan city, say, during a crisis or plague, means more bloodflies. Interestingly, in the last part of a bloodfly's life cycle, they calm a great deal. Leaving the swarm, they molt, causing the wings to drop off. Afterward, each bloodfly lives a solitary existence. Very odd. Bloodflies are largely restricted to the south, preferring warmer climates, like certain aging natural philosophers. A great deal to read so far. I remember there being stuff to read, not quite the volume, though. Reflection on my journey to the Pandesian continent. Is this the same one we read before? No? A colleague of mine owns a stunning map of the known world. Adorned with curlicues and sea beasts, it has a cherished spot over her mantle. She paid handsomely for it and was so bristled when I enumerated the various errors, chief among them, of course, the size and placement of the Pandesian continent. Oh, how cartographers are loath to show how small and distant our empire really is compared to that giant landmass. As if Pandesia were but a few days' journey from Iran. Every veteran ship captain knows that it takes months to reach those shores. I had no doubt that Pandesia was rich in resources, but a place must be understood if we ever hope to exploit its myriad treasures. These were my thoughts as I agreed to join the ill-fated expedition. And so it was, on the 3rd day of the month of Earth, under calm gray skies, the great vessel Antonia Aquilo set sail with captain, crew, researchers, and myself, 38 of us total, for what would be the most terrifying and spiritually draining experience of my life. Books, 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 everywhere books. Sokolov's investigation notes. Why can't an old man enjoy his last years in a warmer climate with good wines and spicy foods without stumbling into another nest of aristocratic vipers eager to coil around the heart of this empire? I've learned more each week for months now. I've found my mind turning over the movements beneath the surface here in Karnaca. Duke Luca Abel and some inner circle that even seems to include Captain Mortimer Ramsey of the Dunwall City Watch. A betrayal that boggles the mind. How many others are involved? They aim their venom at our dear Empress, young Emily, that much is certain. But when will they strike, and how? Do I dare spend another month gathering stray bits of esoteric information, linking it together with what we already know? Can we even afford another week? Or should Megan and I set out for Bristol tonight, taking this leaky tub up through the canal? Corvo will not hesitate. He will act as soon as I hand over what I know, and if I'm too hasty, it might be his undoing. Coming home to his native Serkonos without some critical piece of knowledge about this affair. And then there's the Crown Killer to worry about. If that fiend is part of Duke Abel's schemes, as I suspect, how long until the dreadful whale catches the Duke's eye? Too late. So, Sokolov was on to some of the scheming, at least some of it. He didn't stop it.
Always tinkering, painting, or living life with gusto. That's Sokolov.
Man, books everywhere. Chapter 4, Introduction from Blood of the Abel House. This chapter will focus on Adithya Abel, steward of Kulero. With sword in hand, she swept the marshes of raiders, sacrificing her life for Serkonos. We will provide newly uncovered insights into the exploits of Rabinos Abel, who built the ornate wooden bridges of Sagunto. Follow along as we map out the expansions occurring under the Abels, through which trade routes to other isles were established, bringing riches to the nation-state. Even as waves of settlers continued to join Serkonos from Morley, the Abels balanced growth against Serkonan culture. In later chapters, we will detail the times of Theodanis Abel, true son of Serkonos. Brave and benevolent, he united the East and West as no other before him. Even the rowdy people of Bastilian swore loyalty to him. One isle, one Serkonos, unified under House Abel. Lastly, we will settle on Luca Abel, who rules today, partaking in feasts and merriments of all kinds, bringing joy to our fair isle. Oh, I like the lore, but it is both a lot of work to read everything out loud. Takes its toll rapidly. And in other situations where we're sneaking through a house, or there's guards looking for us and the tension is building, there's only so many times you want to stop for 90 seconds or 2-3 minutes to read something. Okay, you might do that and then try to recapture the tension of the moment. But then it happens again 20 feet down the hall, and sooner or later stopping to read those things at the time you find them does take away from the tensions. We'll have to find a balance somehow. Heal, Megan.
All right. You've explained part of it. But what were you and Sokolov doing here?
The old man loved Karnaca, but he'd caught wind of a conspiracy tied to the Crown Killer. He wanted to warn Corvo.
There are reports about tensions rising, corruption, street violence. I didn't give it much mind. Usually the local authorities resolve that sort of thing.
The new Duke has let things slide, but Sokolov concluded he might be the head of the conspiracy. He came in looking shocked, and if you've heard his after-dinner stories, you know that's unusual. We were going to set out for Dunwall, but something happened.
The Crown Killer.
Yes, the hatch ripped open and Sokolov screamed. All I caught was a glimpse of someone carrying him across the deck. I followed as long as I could, toward Addermeyer Institute. It's run by the alchemist Hypatia. Maybe the Duke is using a patient of hers, the Crown Killer.
Addermeyer. All right. I'll get inside. The Crown Killer has to be eliminated, and if the alchemist will cooperate, maybe I can learn something about what happened to Sokolov. Wish me luck.
If you need my luck, Sokolov's as good as dead. When you get done at the Institute, disable the watchtower. Once it's down, I'll bring the boat around. We'll take the skiff to the shore when you're ready.
Okay. So these are Chapter 2 objectives, not immediate objectives. That makes more sense. The optional for the black market out there, not here on the ship. Board the skiff for Karnaca. We could just pick things up and then come back to read them later. That's an option. Keep reading these as I pick them up, and yet they're still marked as unread here. Is its own kind of unhelpful. Books. Legendary gift to study. How many books did you leave for me on this boat? We're never going to leave the boat. On the effect of the winds of the Karnakan landmass and resulting economic positions. Whale oil. Liquid power. How astonishing that within those beasts, inside the oil harvested along with their flesh, was enough power to see the Isles through these tumultuous years. It all seemed limitless. But now the lights begin to dim. Our fisher folk say the great beasts are increasingly rare. Not all places will suffer this loss equally, fellow natural philosophers. Karnaca has a unique feature, the cleft in Shindaeri Peak, through which the winds are channeled and amplified. As whale oil begins to run short, with the cost of finding the remaining leviathans escalating beyond the worth of the oil itself, Karnaca will find itself ascendant among the Isles. Wind power, huh? Yay, look, they got turbines out there. For all the stylized technology, I'm curious that their wind turbines look so much like our modern wind turbines. Ratchet jellied eels. My favorite. Procyon is pleased. Your new piece on Super Hexagon just came out for Haywire Magazine. Cheers, man. So, that's awesome. Well, cheers. Cheers on the new piece. Karnaca is Krigasm. Birds that seem to be just hanging there. Weird as that might be, real birds do appear that way sometimes, although you don't... I don't know if I've ever seen 5 birds at once that seem to hang in the air. Hey, grats, man, on the piece. Skiff, use. New travelogue entry. Read the void. Investigating Addermeyer Institute. Boat captain Megan Foster. She helped me escape the coup, but she's given me the side-eye when she thinks I'm not looking. She's all I've got for the moment, though soon I hope Anton Sokolov will be joining us, my old teacher. Keenest intellect in the Empire, filthy mouth, gone and got himself abducted. Megan says he was last seen being dragged toward Addermire Institute by the Crown Killer, which makes no sense to me unless the killer is a patient there. Maybe he needs medicine or something. But how can a deranged patient be working for the Duke and Delilah? Addermire's chief alchemist might know. Alexandria Hypatia. Been running this place for years. She's famous for curing the miners' diseases. If she knows anything, I'll make her talk. I just bust up a rat family. Die, rats, die! So what is the deal with the plague? Is the plague is gone? Are we now left with healthy but still vicious rats? How healthy can the rat population really be?
Ready for me to drop you at the docks?
I think so.
Let's go see the streets where my father grew up.
Off we go then.
It won't do to be recognized.
Overseer masks. The metallic masks worn by the overseers, plural, protect their heads against frontal ranged attacks. Find Addermire Station, take a carriage to Addermire Institute. It's the best lead you have for tracking down the Crown Killer.
I'd take you to Addermire by boat, but security's too tight. The Grand Guard have a watchtower there. Go inland and use the carriage station. Before his death, the old Duke of Serkonos spent decades building up Karnaca. After Duke Luca Abel took over, he started draining the wealth out of the city as fast as he could. Orgies and week-long feasts.
Having more fun here than we were in Dunwall, it seems.
Watch yourself on the way to Addermire. The Duke's given the Grand Guard run of the city. Strangers get attacked on sight.
I'll keep my head down.
And Delilah's putting her
This
face
is a good spot.
all over the city, huh?
Reach Addermire, take out the Crown Killer, and find out where Sokolov was taken. The alchemist,
Was that all?
Hypatia. She'll help if she can. Sokolov likes her.
I'll see you later at Addermire. Just wait to bring up the boat until after I've disabled the watchtower.
I shouldn't have eaten that. Now I'm paying. It's what happens when you're half starved all the time.
Locate the black market shop.
Maybe I should have it looked at.
Go check it out.
I don't think it's supposed to fester like that.
Look at all the gloop coming out into the water.
There's always been blood flies. I just don't remember it being.
Welcome to Karnaca, stranger. No need to cover your face. There's not much dust from the mines down here at the docks.
I think I'll keep it covered, thanks.
Another skipper coming tonight?
The dreadful whale. No, it's not on the registry. Maybe one of the recent importers from Mordor.
Let's give it a day or two. If she's still there, I can ask a friend who's with the Grand Guard to take a squad on board and conduct a search. Give the crew time to load up.
People freak out if she uses her powers out in the open.
They give us a piece of the confiscation.
Yeah, we pass it along to another ship.
Not necessarily. I'm not. Can't.
This can't be.
No. Calm down. Just getting my bearings here.
So hungry.
Get a sense of this new far reach. Stop freaking out, everyone.
Your face is covered. Are you worried someone might recognize you?
You should be here with the Red Shark. This is unacceptable. I have a very tight schedule.
Don't worry, you'll make it eventually.
That's Addermeyer
Not
in the
today,
distance.
then tomorrow.
Is that a joke? Santiago fisheries have a reputation to maintain. We have clients all over the Isles. Do I need to remind you that fish is a delicate cargo? We can't afford any delays.
Well, that's no way to live.
You know that was supposed to go to
Hear that thump?
What are we
Thump,
supposed
thump,
to do now?
thump, thump.
We're out of money.
Rune or bone charm nearby, equipped with a heart.
Wasn't his fault, Mike. I'm sorry, every now and then one of those Grand Guard bastards punches stuff.
Lock rune. Can I then put this away? And the rune stays marked.
We're listening.
There's a stack of goods that no one's cleaned. One of the
New rune. Acquire powers. Oh yeah. Yeah. That. We got 4 runes at the moment. Take a look. Arms. First look at the power. Enhancements and powers. Domino. Doppelganger. Dark vision. We'll look more close. Shadow walk. Mesmerize. Far reach. Then enhancements like strength, vitality, reflexes, agility, height and distance, shadow kill, unaware enemies to ash as they die, bone charm crafting, craft your own, bloodthirst, build up adrenaline. Man, right now we have 1 power. We have far reach and it can be upgraded. Pull enemies and objects towards you. Pull objects or decelerate. Decelerate. If aiming far reach while falling, time slows, allowing you to move with more precision and to change directions. That could be very useful. Pull objects. We'll want both. We could have both right now. Can we just buy into new powers? Doesn't cost too much. Domino. Domino. Link human targets so they die or fall unconscious together. Domino links to human targets. Looks like more targets with upgrades. While the power is active, any action taken affects all linked targets. For instance, quickly incapacitate multiple enemies using a single sleep dart, reducing the risk of alarm, or kill multiple linked enemies simultaneously, outnumbered in a fight. Combine Domino with other powers to create surprising and interesting effects. For instance, summon a doppelganger, link it to an enemy. Any damage you deal to your own doppelganger will be shared by the linked enemy. Could link a doppelganger to an enemy who's, I don't know what the range is on this. It'll be interesting to find out. And then choke your doppelganger. Doppelganger creates a diversion and flees from enemies, drawing attention away from you. Well, that sounds pretty interesting. Summon a shade of yourself that attracts enemies. Enemies that destroy your doppelganger will believe they have eliminated any threat in the area and will transition to a less alert state. Your doppelganger will also trigger security systems and attract hostile animals, just as you would. So, doppelganger might get you out of a tricky situation, but it's not exactly stealth. Dark vision. Observe living beings through walls. So seeing better in the darkness. We probably need that as soon as possible. A pulse occurring at regular intervals will show you the directional, facing, and view cones of your enemies. Even enables you to see them through walls, giving you vital situational awareness for a stealthy ambush or for sneaking through the area. Also provides visual representations of the sounds you make, further aiding in stealth and helping determine enemy awareness. Mesmerize, summon a void spirit to enthrall humans or hounds. Shadow walk, assume a stealthier form for a short time. Visibility is reduced, harder for enemies to detect you, don't get too close, however. Moving shadow will still cause suspicion, arouse suspicion. In this state, you can assassinate or incapacitate one enemy before returning to physical form. Looks like an upgrade might allow for multiple. Shadow Walk. Let's start with Dark Vision. Premonition. Visualize enemy routes and their current destination. Like a useful upgrade. Current upgrades for Far Reach. We had Decelerate. Eventually pull enemies towards you. Right now we can pull objects and catch them, including corpses and unconscious bodies. Old resources will be added to your inventory automatically. Objects that can be carried must be grabbed manually. You can step aside and let them fly past. Pull objects towards you, either catching them or stepping aside and letting them fly past. Pull a bottle to you from afar, then throw it as a distraction, or pull a whale oil tank, throw it as an explosive. Pull objects sounds good. Premonition sounds good. Doppelganger sounds good. Domino sounds good. And then basic upgrades, things like Vitality. Health is increased. Reflexes. Block to deflect projectiles. Agility, jump height, and distance. Also offers better mobility for close combat and evasion. Throw things further with more strength. Where enemies can generally be knocked out if hit in the head by a thrown object, but with this upgrade it's possible even in combat. I want to look at the upgrade too. Greater strength, break down weaker wooden doors with your sword. Seen a bunch of doors marked as breakable. I haven't tried to break it. Maybe we couldn't yet. First, bone chart crafting, shadow kill. Try pull objects. Use the force heavily.
I happen to know that no one's gonna claim it ever, because it was dropped from a boat, loading up for freight port. It's good stuff. Spices and dried fish. Maybe worth more than what you lost.
That's a good deal.
I told her. Oh, thank you, Ramus. But then
All right. Still not fair. Then
Raw whale bones. Test that. How do I know if it's going to bring an object?
Good. Look.
There's no arrows.
Just meet me here again tomorrow, okay? Same time. Seized right up. I told him to let it warm a little first. Can't say I didn't warn him.
Why are they not processing these? Well, they have their wind power, but it said the whales were becoming scarce.
In the Duke's absence, I have the following announcement.
Plantains.
New restrictions are now in place due to the political assassination
Gonna start making me hungry.
conducted in the name of the former Empress, Emily
I'm
Calder.
tired of the sound of my own voice. It's like I'm talking to a stone wall for I told her, if you want my advice, just pay the fine and be done with it. No use making trouble.
And new workers on the streets of Karnataka. Compliance is mandatory.
There's the symbol we want to keep an eye out for.
Illegal trade means weapons and ammunition.
The heart.
Hey, come here. I have something that might interest you.
Indy Blanchard.
I promise to make it worth your while.
Man.
Come on.
Tats that
Give
are
me a
wrapped in
minute
the inside of her
time.
armpit? That's gotta hurt.
My name's Mindy Blanchard, and you look like someone who goes into places where you don't belong. Wanna help
like
me
that
with
tattoo
something?
under your armpit?
You scratch my ass, I'll scratch yours.
I can scratch my own
I'd like
ass
to go to
just
Adderley
fine.
Institute. Can you help me with that?
Yeah, I know how to do that. You go get a body for me, and I'll help you with your problem. Don't worry, he's already dead.
Not just
body.
anybody, huh?
That's odd. From where?
The overseers are holding him at their outpost. They think he was a kind of a witch. I want the body for reasons of my own.
Because you're a
Sneak
witch.
in and take it. Then meet me in the old basement below the dentist office near there.
I'll think about it.
Okay. Get help from Mindy. Tells me Mindy won't mind. Black market quiche. Oh. All right. Go around and have a little chat with this guy.
Come in.
Guess I was gonna try and sneak in,
I'll
huh?
trade with you.
Black market, full tutorial. Money you collect can be spent at black market shops, buy or upgrade gear, find blueprints as you explore, use them at black market shops to unlock new upgrades to buy, including masterwork upgrades.
If the Grand Guard comes in, I don't know you.
Gear or upgrades.
This is what I have for upgrading your equipment.
Right now we're sitting on 695. We have crossbow upgrades,
Why
accuracy,
you cover your face is not my affair.
range, reload speed. We not buy ammo at this time. No. Let's see, what do we have for gear? Crossbow bolts, we have 3, can hold 10. Pistol bullets have 9, can hold 10. Sleep darts have none. Cost 30 each.
You won't regret it.
Get a few of those.
Glad we could do business.
Spring razor traps throw out shrapnel, stun mines, grenades. Stun mines, huh? Addermire solution, we have 2. Health elixirs, 5. Runes. Used to gain or upgrade powers. Location of sunken supplies. A pair of sailors passed along the location of a boat that sank in the bay containing supplies. Gamble on that.
I'll take that deal. Come back soon. I mean, if I'm still here.
Well, you better still be here.
Welcome back.
Not back. We're not back. Maps. Sunken supplies. 4. XR spot. X something else. Dockyard, Wall of Light, Overseer offices, Addermire Station.
Are we gonna let a few blood flies
To
start?
Addermire Station.
I'm in. Just remember to move slowly and don't get too close to the nest.
Overseer Outpost.
We don't even know if the people inside
We unlock
had
that
any money.
rune.
We just know they're dead, and the place is infested with
Bring the
blood
heart
flies.
out to do that.
Carl, going through there puts us on the other side of the wall of light.
If you want out of the city as bad as I do, this is our chance.
As the Overseer Outpost marked, get help from Mindy. She wants us to go to the outpost and get a body. You could get help from Mindy. Do an inside job for Mindy Blanchard, and she'll help you get past Addermire Station. I don't know, she's a little creepy. I think we should get her help, though.
Get stung to death. Then we end up hatching more blood
We
flies
can't
for
be
the
too
next
picky
group
about
of
the help
agents
we
who try to
get.
inside.
Damn it, Carl.
Damn it, Carl! Carl! Carl!
Cover your face. Won't make the Grand Guard happy.
You need something?
Wait, jump to that ledge, huh? Body. Looted. Clearing bloodfly nests. Lento, you're either brave or desperate to accept this job. We used to smoke flash bloodflies with full crews, but the infestations are bad now and the Duke canceled the funding. So we get rid of the nests by hand. Here's what you need to know to stay alive. If you need to slip past a bloodfly swarm or nest, keep your distance. Move slowly or they'll attack. The bloodflies are calm, you're fine. If they take flight and start glowing, it's trouble. You get swarmed, you gotta run away or fight. Smash the bloodflies or burn them. Same for the nests. A bloodfly swarm will keep coming back until you destroy the nest for that swarm. Really all you need to know, you'll do fine. Oh yeah, another thing. If you find any blood amber in a nest, just keep it as a bonus. But make sure the Grand Guard doesn't see it or they'll ask for some urban sanitation tax or whatever. Good luck. Yuck. Yuck, yuck.
It's infested, all right. Move slowly, stay away from the nests, and try to avoid getting filled with bloodfly venom and eggs.
Yeah, try to avoid. Does the saving work? Are they... Is it like a save state or checkpoints or... That was the first manual save. I assume there was plenty of auto-saving going on. Bloodfly infestation. See if we can get that. We have to destroy the nests. Move slowly. They look like they're glowing, but they haven't quite come at me yet. Pick this up and throw it. Why not? Because that would be perfect. Little fire for the nest. Great time for traditional Serkonan songs. Elmira, please come home, Elmira. You know the tune? She left one day to work the clay, but never did come back this way. Say she found a silver vein longer than the Empire's reign, running deep the miner's way, looking for the light of day. Elmira, please come home, Elmira. Down there still and always will, but be my sweet Elmira. So, nests. Which noise does a cash register make? Yeah. No! Don't get angry. I'm gonna need this health after I grab it. I'm friendly! I'm very friendly. Very friendly. Shh. I need power. Let's try out dark vision. Oh, it's a lot of flies. So I can turn on dark vision mode and then we keep it on? Huh. But we still recharge. Like, it's still on and we just recharged. Interesting. Our first frame rate chug was right there with dark vision on. They sound angry. I don't think they want me coming that way. Have anything with which we can make fire? There's whale oil there. I think that's the loot kind. What is... Oh, incendiary bolt. I do have an incendiary bolt. Let's do that.
Message for you, Commander. Just came in over a secure channel.
DJ Kakisa, thank you for the resub, man. Let the Kappa raise from the mud. Let's check out that bone charm too. Thank you, DJ. Thank you for the support. Welcome if you're out there. Bone charms equipped. 05. We only have one. Gutter Feast. White rats can be eaten for mana. Okay. Yeah, sure, if you say so. White rats can now be eaten for mana. We're good here. I don't know why else we would come in here except for that bone charm. That's what got me into this place in the first place. Blood flies, not bats, but blood flies. I prefer bats. Might be some more coin around or something, but month has a nice deal for first sub. Price by half. Yeah, isn't it, isn't that almost over? How much longer is that going? Because it was a September thing. It's going a little bit into October, right? There's the DJ. Well, hey, we made it in, we made it out. We're blocked. Hey. Oh, it's our friend. Condemned due to infestation. Hey, Tomalak. Thank you for renewing your sub. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. If you're out there, welcome. We are... I don't want to stand next to someone gutting a fish. It's half the game. People gutting fish. Nice, you're on the second chapter. Yes, we're on the second chapter.
It might pay to be discreet.
I've scheduled 3 days. But we'll take whatever we need. If we end up needing a 4th day, that's fine. If we get it done in 3, that's good. Before we go into hostile territory, just joined. Good to see you. let's take our, you just got here, you probably don't want to hear that we're taking a break, but we are halfway through the stream, so let's take a break before we drift past that halfway mark. We took our first break a little late. I'm enjoying this so far. It's nice to be back in a Dishonored game. Emily's skill set is already quite different, but we don't have much yet. We don't have much. I feel pretty flimsy. Looking forward to getting more powers and leveling them up, and it has just begun. Queue up a couple songs, and I'll see you back here in a few. Cheers. Stay tuned.